All right, this will be the Sustainable Development Goals number 2 assignment on Zero Hunger by Ethan Roberts. So here's the table of contents. First things first, what is zero hunger? Using AI to help zero hunger, inequalities of calories around the world, population with food insecurities, share of population undernourished, AI solutions to zero hunger, and then finally we're excited. And these will be some of the topics we're going to be going over in this presentation. So firstly, what is zero hunger? Having enough to eat is a basic human right that everyone in the world should have access to. Unfortunately, despite efforts, some parts of the world still face hunger. According to Our World in Data, hunger, or more formally, undernourishment, is defined as eating less than the energy required to maintain an active and healthy life. The fight against hunger emphasizes ensuring adequate daily calorie intake for each person. However, a healthy diet requires more than just calories. It also depends on sufficient protein, fats, and essential micronutrients. Nextly, how can using artificial intelligence help to solve zero hunger around the world? Artificial intelligence is a quickly growing field that has a lot of upside to help solve a lot of problems going on in the world, including zero hunger. One source states that artificial intelligence can help solve zero hunger by stating, AI can provide a significant boost towards combating global hunger. Its presence in improving agriculture, food storage, and distribution processes, and the way to intelligently deal with weather can create a crucial advantage beneficial to all. With there being nearly 2 billion people around the world struggling with food insecurities, artificial intelligence can provide that additional support to ensure food security for all in the future. Okay, and then I have my first graph here, and this first one I wanted to show mostly in this presentation. I wanted to compare the United States to Tanzania because they are one of the countries that's struggling with food insecurity the most in the world. So as you can see here, this graph is showing the inequality in per capita calorie intake between 2000 and 2010. And as you can see, the higher values represent larger levels of dietary inequality. And as you can see, the United States is hovering around 18% or 0.18, and Tanzania is hovering around 0.38. While the rest of the countries on this graph, Rwanda, Mexico, Honduras, and Brazil, are hovering between about 0.25 and 0.35. So Tanzania is definitely a little bit higher, having higher levels of dietary inequality in their country, while the United States is lower, slightly lower. Okay, and then this graph is showing the share of the population with moderate to severe food security in 2021. And as you can see by this graph, Africa is really the area around the world that's having the hardest time dealing with food insecurity, with a lot of the country having almost 70 to 80% of these areas struggling with this problem, while other parts of the country are holding around 50 to 60%, and then northern Africa is even around 40 to 50%. And then as you can see, South America over here is around 20 to 30%, so a little better than Africa is in terms of food insecurity. And then the United States obviously does have food insecurity going on, but as you can tell by this graph, it's just not nearly as bad as the current problem that's going on in Africa. And then finally, this is a share of the population that is undernourished. And again, I wanted to compare Tanzania and the United States just because Tanzania is one of the countries that's dealing with the most. And it has gotten a little better for them since 2000, between 2000 and 2020, which is good. They've gone from about 35% to roughly 20-25%, right around where sub-Saharan Africa is as well. And the United States has been hovering around 3% for the past 20 years, which is also really good. So nextly, we'll go into some ways that artificial intelligence can hopefully help countries like Tanzania with food insecurity. So these are a few solutions that I found. Firstly, agriculture. AI-powered systems analyze satellite imagery, weather data, and soil conditions to optimize crop yields, as well as machine learning can help farmers make decisions about irrigation, fertilization, and pest control, reducing waste and increasing food production around the world. Nextly, we have supply chain improvements. By using AI, we could predict food demand for certain areas to help prevent food waste. Along with reducing food waste, AI can be used to streamline food to areas in need to also ensure that these areas are getting the proper food that they need. And then finally, we have crisis prediction systems that can be instilled. And this is where artificial intelligence can be used to predict climate patterns, view how healthy a crop is, and help to predict food shortages in areas before they happen. With these predictions, organizations and governments can make sure to take the proper steps to ensure that it does not get to the point of food insecurity in these areas. Excuse me. I've got the works cited here. And thank you so much for watching.